Welcome back, everybody, to the Nation of Aviation. Today is the 18th of December 2020, and yesterday, on the 17th, we received one of the, in my mind, one of the greatest updates on DCS that I've seen in a while. A lot of cool things. The Huey got a major update that they just snuck in. That was kind of, at least I didn't hear about it, and I've been looking at the forums and things, so that's pretty cool. And we're going to talk about that at the end there. Some Hornet fixes, some F-14, some 16 major fixes and changes. So we're going to be covering mainly those aircraft, Huey, F-14, 16, and 18. It's a huge patch note though, so I recommend going ahead and reading it. I'll put it in the description, but I just picked and choose the ones that I felt were the coolest and the biggest change. That'll make you a bit more effective in those airplanes. And as always, guys, I'll be linking Discord down below as well. If you'd like to fly with us at 1680GR, more than welcome. And we do a lot of training as well. So come in and fly, have a good time. All right, let's get into the video. All right, we're going to start today's patch notes off with the GBU-24. And the GBU-24 is a 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb. So if you fired the GBU-12 before, the GBU-10, it's the same way to use the GBU-24 in the exact same fashion. So you're going to require either a targeting pod for your own laser, or you're going to require someone else to laze the target for you, be it a JTAC on the ground, AFAC in the air, or maybe a possible other Hornet. So very cool, big bunker buster, got 2,000 pounds, and I believe you can carry 4 of them if I'm not mistaken. To find it, it'll be under the bomb section and GBU-24 in the rear menu. Alright, the next major update on this list comes to the F-16, and it has to do with its targeting pod and SPI logic, and they fixed that, I suppose they say in the patch notes. I haven't tested it myself yet, but reading from the notes here, something that's been fixed is the Mavericks as well. The slew error for pre-mode is fixed, so I'm assuming that the Mavericks will now slew in pre-mode to your targeting pod. What else do they do? CCRP SPI not updating with TGP designation. So the way it worked before is every time you put the targeting pod somewhere else, the waypoint would stay the SPI, I believe, and the bombs would try to go to the SPI constantly. It wasn't giving the right symbology in the HUD, if I'm correct. And that's been changed, and that's been fixed now as well. Uncommanded TGP to Maverick handoff's been fixed. We've also got a F-16 harm blocks CCRP SPI movement with TGP fixed. So there's a lot of targeting pod fixes in this update, and it'll be fun to see how it works. And I'll be definitely flying with a lot more. So hopefully you guys jump in the F-16 to check this stuff out. And other fixes that we'll go through in the patch notes as well. But that's the major one that stuck out to me is the CCRP SPI not updating with TGP designation. So that should help in the HUD symbology to get you right on the right path towards your target, and hopefully getting more effective in the F-16. You can notice as I'm moving the targeting pod, it's actually moving your CCRP line, so that has been fixed. You notice the box down there moving as well, and they mentioned something in the catch note saying that this will not cause the airplane to go to a different waypoint anymore. You're actually changing the SPI, so that is a great update, and definitely going to make the F-16 much more usable, and I'll be flying it a lot more online, that's for sure. Okay, so the next major change to DCS World in this last update is the F-14. The F-14 saw almost a novel of patch notes here as I'm reading through. A lot of F-14A stuff, as in that's the new airplane, but there was some things that stood out for the F-14B that was a major problem beforehand. So the major things that I saw today was the Sparrows. Last time, if you used Sparrows, the AIM-7M used to actually loft, and they put in a fix for that now. The AIM-7 mic does not loft. The mic hotel, I believe, should. The mic should not. So the mic does not loft anymore. They changed a lot of things with the Phoenix. One thing being the Phoenix active So when the Phoenix goes active, it's changed, and I have it right here as I try to slew my cursor, but I moved the view. So AIM-54 now uses distance determined by target size, and it has large, medium, and small targets for going active. So they haven't said what large targets are, medium targets are. I'm assuming small targets because the F-14 is designed to take out cruise missiles. I'm thinking small targets as a cruise missile, medium target as maybe like a 27 type of thing, and a large maybe as an AWACS. But for a large target, the Phoenix will go active 13 miles, nautical miles prior to reaching the target, or at the 13-mile mark. At the 10-mile mark, the Phoenix goes active at a medium, and at 6 miles, the Phoenix goes active at a small target. Okay, and this is instead of the 16 seconds that it used to be time to impact. And they also did some flight model tweaking. So they said they did flight model tweaking for both the B and the A, slightly reduced transonic airframe drag. So I thought it was pretty slick actually but apparently it just got a lot slicker through the airframe drag and transonic speeds, adjusted intake drag, low airflow ratios for TF30. So more F-14A stuff mainly, but they did change for the drag and transonic stages. And this one I actually don't know what the benefit is. If you guys want to put in the comments, but this one is make radar send radio command when launching an AIM-54 in PD-STT, so F-14 RWR can detect it. Yeah, if anyone wants to let me know what that means, that'd be great. AIM-7's not tracking correctly in PD-STT has been fixed. So pretty good fixes. A lot of stuff with the F-14, and there's many more that I didn't cover, but there's also some new liveries for the F-14 and things like that. So new spoiler logic as well. So a lot of good fixes for the F-14. Definitely going to be flying this a lot more. Really, to be honest, I had put it away for a month or two because the Phoenixes were just useless. So I heard on good word that they reach and they connect a lot better to their targets now. So I'll definitely be flying the F-14 a lot more. It's always been one of my favorites in DCS. Alright guys, so the next major change comes to the AIM-120. The AIM-120 has a lot of fixes this time. If you're not aware, AIM-120 is an active radar missile, which means that the aircraft will shoot an AIM-120 and guide the AIM-120 missile for its initial trajectory, but after a certain point, the missile goes active, which means the radar inside the missile will start honing on the target, and you can turn wherever you want at that point. Little timer in pretty much every aircraft in the F-16. There's a timer in the F-18 as well, and the 15 that tells you when the missile goes active. Usually at the bottom right or left of the HUD for most aircraft. But the fixes for today: introduce the last target LOS and storing. So when the target is lost, the seeker retains its orientation directed toward the target. The last one that you saw. So if you, let's say you shoot a missile out at 40 miles and the missile hasn't quite gone active yet, but you need to go defensive, so you break the lock, the missile is going to go to the last known point of the last known signal it got from your radar, and then once it gets to that point, it's going to be searching as it gets to that point, and if it finds something, it finds something. This can be dangerous, so this is why you don't fire FOX-3s close to friendlies and enemies, just because it might go active on a friendly sometimes, so you have to be aware of that one. This one's interesting. Data link, a fighter missile line of sight check has been introduced. Line of sight check has been introduced. So I don't actually know what that is, so if you guys want to put in the comments, that'd be cool, but that seems interesting. Alright guys, so the last major update comes to the Huey. Now I hinted this in the beginning. This is one of the coolest things. Me and my buddies in the 16AGR squadron have been waiting for this for, it seems like 3 years, but I think it's been less than that. The Huey has finally gotten its multi-crew capability. And you can't, it's not just you and a co-pilot. You can have the pilot, co-pilot, and 2 additional gunners. So 4-player multiplayer, multi-crew, I should say. DCS has it built in right in the sim. So if you own the Huey, you and 3 other buddies can fly the Huey all together. So if you're doing medevac missions or troop transport or CSAR, whatever you're doing, sling loading, you can have 3 other stations operated by people, which is just crazy. So I recommend, if you can do a lot of Huey stuff, if you have Syria, join up the Rotorhead server. You guys can say hi to us. We'll be always AGR will always be in that server. Pretty much a main shopper mission, but there is A10s and F18s in there as well. However, Rotorheads makes for great shopper fun. There's things like there's a couple T90s and a couple scary stuff like an SA11, but those are usually further away, and the shoppers have to deal with mainly infantry and sometimes some BMPs, and that's where the K50 will come in handy. But if you're on Rotorhead server, you got a 4-man multi-crew. You guys can crew your Huey and look out for the infantry and lay waste all as a crew. So one of the coolest updates. They didn't even mention this. At least I haven't heard about this at all. They kind of just put it in the patch notes, and so very welcome update. And yeah, so very cool. And thank you, Eagle Dynamics. Alright guys, once again I'm going to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this style of video. I really think that the 1 month updates for Eagle Dynamics is really working out. They seem to be putting out nice content every single month, and it's a nice balance for me. There's a lot of stuff to check out, so every month you're always coming back to DCS for more. It's a lot more stable, I feel, as well. There's not less crashes I've been having. Before they used to do it every 2 weeks, something like that, but now it's every month, and so I think it's a much better. It's working a lot better. So once again, thanks for Eagle Dynamics for realizing our dreams of Huey Multicrew. A lot of the club members are going to be doing that as well, and so that'll be a lot of fun. So I'll be linking the Discord down below where we fly. You're always more welcome to join us, and also be linking the patch notes down below. So if you want to have a read through yourself, by all means, have a good time with that. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.